The following podcast includes profanity, sexual references, crude innuendos, possible nudity, and much more, and may be considered offensive to those with small children, chihuahuas, an alleged photograph of Bigfoot, issues with the excessive use of the word fuck, and anyone who does not like New York City. Consider yourself informed that the duration of this podcast may cause you to experience an overwhelming sensation of butthurt.
One, two, three into the four. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door.
So with all systems go, the green bars are showing. I do believe this means that we can get started on episode 4 of Not Another Atheist Podcast. I'm Keith.
Jen.
And we are your hosts. We will be guiding you through this little rabbit hole that we call Wing It Night. See what I did there? I just winged it, like right on the spot. Bam.
Wow.
I know. About the only prep I did was I read one story and researched it a little bit.
You're so spontaneous.
I wasn't going for spontaneous. I was going more for, oh shit, what
When
the hell
you get spontaneous, you go, oh, never mind. And I'm the one that's off tonight.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, what the hell's going on with us?
Life, it sucks. This is not going to be not another emo podcast, don't worry out there.
Yeah, I will personally hand Jen razor blades if she goes down that road. I'm kidding.
This might not be safe for a lot of people.
Kidding. I know, people will get offended. Self-harm is a bad thing. I've been down that road myself.
I'm not talking about self-harm. I'm talking about harming others. I've got a list. Who wants to help?
Homicide? Oh, well, in that case, let's go hide bodies.
Exactly.
So now that we've set the stage as us being potentially homicidal and looking for an alibi, so if anybody wants to send us an email and offer to be an alibi for wherever the hell two people who live thousands...
Or how we can access bail money.
Bail money would be nice, actually. I'll set up like a PayPal or Patreon or something if people want to send us bail money. Maybe that's
we'll do a GoFundMe. If bigot Christians can make some money, so can we.
Oh, that would be brilliant. Then Johnny could walk me home more often.
Ooh.
I know, it would be fantastic. Alright. Well...
Better stop before Interpol gets on our ass.
Oh, please. The last thing that they'd be worried about. Yeah, it's just two retards from North and South of the America border. We're not worried about
I'm totally sure I'm on, like, some form of watch list. Or, like, 5.
Yeah, I haven't been that exciting of a person in my life, I guess. Alright. So, the story we bring to you tonight is really just as depressing and as we've been so far. So the headline for our story tonight reads, "Complaint claims university where student was killed failed to act on relentless yik-yak threats." Now, before we get started, I'm just going to explain to anybody who may not know what yik-yak is. It is an anonymous social app, at least according to the Wikipedia page that I just magically have on my screen here. It is available for Apple and Android and allows people to anonymously create and view quote-unquote yaks within a 10-mile radius. Oh, I didn't know that was the radius.
I checked that out once. Mine totally sucked.
Yeah, some locations are so much better than others.
Mine was so bad.
It differs from other anonymous sharing apps such as Post Secret and Whisper in that it is intended for sharing primarily with those in proximity to the user, potentially making it more intimate and relevant for the people reading the posts. That's just all off of the Wikipedia page.
Buy me dinner and we have a date.
Honestly, I love this app. I use it. It is great for just killing 5 minutes on the toilet.
See, my area, it sucks. It's the same shit. I got instantly bored of it.
Well, it's funny because 1 out of like every 3 or 4 messages posted in the 2 areas that I frequent are, Calgary yaks are weak. And that's literally all it is. And I got to the point where I go Monty Python on their ass and try to find various ways of telling them to grow the hell up, and that if you don't like it, you can do one of 2 things. You can either try to make it better and contribute something worth reading or upvoting, or you can, I don't know, make like a tree and fuck off.
Why do you always have to be the old man about shit? Why do you always gotta be like, get off my lawn if you're not contributing, go away?
Have you seen how high I wear my pants? Alright?
Yeah, it is kind of...
Yeah, it's disturbing. It does not flatter me at all. But you know what? I'm a crotchety old man at 26.
Mom jeans.
Mom jeans, but for man. At least I don't have that fucking dad bod. Jesus. Anyways,
I have a mom bod. Don't you judge me.
back on track. So, the University of Mary Washington's campus in Fredericksburg, Virginia, was hit by a spate of violent threats against a feminist student group for months leading up to the alleged murder of a group member in April. Documents provided to the news outlet I don't want to admit to reading, but if you are listening to this, you've already seen where I got it from. Show the administration was keenly aware of the continued harassment, which was posted on the anonymous messaging app Yik Yak. We already talked about that. But a federal complaint filed Thursday alleges the public university failed to act on this knowledge and permitted a hostile environment against female students. Police have not revealed a possible motive for the student's killing, and the complaint does not state the school is responsible for her death, nor does it explicitly connect the threats to her killing. Holy smokes.
Holy crapper.
So, Jen, you said you researched the crap out of this.
Yeah. I read it briefly in sections because it pissed me off.
Baseball. This would be the equivalent of me dangling my penis in front of the camera. You might react, but nobody knows what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, totally forgot. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I read it in stages.
Care to respond at all?
What's there to respond about? They should have done something. The school should have been more keenly aware that there were direct threats made, even maybe anonymously, maybe whatever. But they really should have been on this and tried to investigate the fact that they knew that it was coming from a certain group of people and they needed to get into that. And they didn't. They dropped the fucking ball. Because, sports jocks are the shit and nobody fucking comes above them. And that's that.
What I'm reading here, though, it's not even that they were sports jocks. They were just a bunch of guys who had assembled like an intramural rugby team. But they were the frat boys.
Yeah, the frats. And they protect the frats big time. Frats are constantly protected here.
Well, it's interesting because if you dig deeper into this and you read a lot of the links that were...
See, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I did because I was bored at work. I mean because I wanted to be thorough. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there goes my career in the newscasting career, hey?
You can't lie.
No, I looked into this. So I kind of was looking for some of the yaks. They were not pleasant. Trying to figure out the state of, like what fostered this environment. Now, according to my research, they can't explicitly say that the young lady was killed directly in response to her involvement with the feminist group.
Wah, 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 wah.
Because, it's to make an accusation
I'm
like that.
sure tonight.
In order to make an accusation like that, in a legal sense, you have to actually have solid concrete evidence. I didn't do a lot of looking into the guy who's being
Accused
charged.
of murdering her right now.
Yeah.
For legal reasons, we have to say accused.
Was arrested later that day and charged with first-degree murder.
Charge is charge. You can't say they did it until they've been found guilty or whatever. Before the legal people start coming after us.
Yay for legalese.
So done with legalese.
That's the divorce speaking. Anyway, so there was harassment against this woman because of her involvement in the Feminist United Club, and the fact that this club got an entire frat disbanded and suspended, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Basically for their misogynistic and their, overly thuggish mentality. And the way they approached...
The big part was that they had a chant going on in this frat about raping women and committing necrophilia on their bodies.
But the thing is, though, is that I don't know if specifically it was about the women, like the feminists themselves, or if it was just generic. I listened to the chant. I looked at the lyrics to it.
From what I gathered, it was a generic chant, but...
Yeah,
I would not be comfortable with my son going to college that I'm paying for and screaming that he wants to rape women and then fuck their dead bodies. I would have a problem with this.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. But
is my 40 grand going,
As a metalhead, I have to admit that the song is really tame in comparison to, say, lyrics by Cannibal Corpse.
Okay, yeah, but here's the difference. I'm paying $45,000 a year for my son to attend this school. My son is not making $1 million a year being a fucking musician.
No, I'm just...
That's the difference.
That's really not as much of a difference. It's
Just saying.
that-
What do you mean? No. He's on out on his own, making his own fucking money. That's awesome. If I'm paying 45 fucking grand a year and I hear you talking about rape and fucking dead bodies and shit, alright, we're gonna go to the morgue, but drop your fucking pants, Enzo.
Yeah, but how are you gonna know if your kid's doing that away at school?
Well, if he tells
It's not
me,
like they
hey,
call
Mom,
mommy.
I'm a part of the frat and this shit comes out, I'm gonna be fucking pissed, you know what I mean?
Obviously, once it hits the news, and all the parents are sitting there going, "Oh my God, little Johnny's an asshole! I never would have seen that coming." I'm sorry.
You know when your kid's a dick.
Yeah, most people who have dicks as their
Mark
children
my
are
fucking
dicks
words.
themselves.
You know your kid's a dick because you raised them to be a fucking dick. Mark my words.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss, but for the rest of us, it's fucking annoying.
Let's not get started on that with my child and the enterovirus. I will be here a long time.
Oh God. Yeah, let's not do that. So let's read a couple of these yaks, shall we? So,
Sure.
as anybody who uses the Yik Yak app will know, that you can't post certain words for some reason. It's not phrases; it's specific words.
Specific words.
So one of the first yaks they say is gonna tie these feminists to the radiator and grape them in the mouth.
Aren't you so proud of little Johnny and Timmy?
Yeah, but that just conjures up the grapist. I have to move on from that one because it's just so stupid. It's funny, but it's
disgusting.
stupid. No, I'm talking about the grapist. It's a drawback, and I'll post a link to that because, god damn it. Okay, so Paige McKenzie was the president of the club, and there were a lot of these yaks directed specifically at her. However, the entire feminist group at this school was basically being labeled out. So one of them says, "In all seriousness, can we revoke the feminist charter on the grounds that they are a hate group? They hate men, give real feminists a bad name, and pursue witch hunts that only hurt their fellow eagles." Not sure how they were hurting their fellow eagles, or why eagles was capitalized. They basically they went to the administration basically to complain about this group and how basically it was fostering an environment that made the women feel uncomfortable, and ultimately, according to somebody who was interviewed by the writer of the story, basically what is being said is that, on its surface, ultimately the chant and shit like that is really, to somebody who isn't of that mindset, they don't take it serious. For them, it's a joke. However, what needs to be remembered by publicly laughing and making light of issues such as this, you're more or less
Condoning.
well, not even so much condoning as you are enabling those who would see this as something that they'd enjoy. And you're basically telling them, yeah, it's okay, you can treat people like this.
Well, it also goes towards the idea of rape culture, that, if she's drunk, she was asking for it. If you bought her dinner, she was asking for it, because we're men and we're primal and we spread our seed and blah, 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 what the fuck ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just kind of perpetuates the idea that it can be the victim's fault.
And let's make it absolutely clear, it's not the victim's fault. There's no way you can sit there and say, oh, she was drunk, she was asking for it.
No.
Oh, she didn't say no.
I can be 4 bottles deep and Jack walking down the street fucking naked. I'm still not asking for it.
Exactly. The most you're asking for is drunk in public and public indecency charges.
The most I'm asking for is to get arrested, not to get raped.
Exactly, and the slut-shaming thing really needs to stop in and of itself. Let's face that.
And you'd be surprised at how much opposition I have coming up against that, because I don't see a problem with a woman, quote-unquote, having sex like a man. To where it's okay for a woman, to me, to go out and fuck who she wants to fuck. And there doesn't have to be strings attached and, everything else. But I'm getting told that you're acting like a slut, you're acting like a whore. I'm like, why? Because you enjoy sex?
Yeah.
No. Fuck who you want. Just be careful about it, man. Don't be bringing in kids that you don't have the money to fucking raise and
Do your best to not sleep with people who are, gonna give you something.
yeah, and if you do have
Like a
something,
rash.
that's that asshole that starts spreading it and causes a fucking public health concern. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean like that school where they had this rampant outbreak of chlamydia because they have no sex ed program?
Oh my god.
But that's a
That's a
whole
whole-
other bag of douchebaggery.
Yeah, that's whatever. Anyway,
So back to these yaks. So as I said, Paige McKenzie was the president of the Feminist United Club. That's what I should have said. The FUC. Fuck. Apparently.
that's hilarious. That's
Yeah,
great. Love
That's
it.
great.
Love it.
So one of the posted yaks said, just found out Paige McKenzie is in a long-distance semi-open relationship, aka her boyfriend calls her to ask if he can fuck a whore. First response was fact-checked and it's true. Second response, not nice. Third response, I thought it was funny.
No, the third response was the first response.
It was likely the first responder. Now, actually, they've instituted a thing where you get a little icon, randomly selected
When the original poster responds back.
where you can see if it's the original poster or if it's somebody else who's posted. So you have a specific icon per conversation. So if you respond and say you'll get like a gray flashlight, every response you have in reply to that yak is with that avatar.
Ooh, excuse me.
Let's see, there's Paige McKenzie's stupid. Somebody says not nice. And response to that is, yo, y'all gotta stop. Then there's an interesting one here. It said, what's the big controversy about FUC? First response, dude, bitches ain't shit, but hoes and tricks. That's all you gotta know.
Wow, we're still using that line. Hold on, I'm gonna Google right now, see how old that line is.
While she's Googling, I'll read the second response, which is, they raped the Ruggers, every last one of them. Jesus Christ, was it? And then it cuts off. This is choice. Rugby better watch their shit. The dykes from FUC are going to literally eat their dicks. So, as a feminist, Jen, you're a dyke now. I just thought you ought to know that.
God, if I was a dyke, my life would be so much easier.
I don't know. I have friends who
By
are
the way, that lyric, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, 1992, thanks.
fucking sweet.
Find some new shit. I'm a dyke. You know, it would just be easier for me to be a lesbian because women understand my crazy. So we could just understand each other, each other's crazy together.
Yeah, but then you have crazy meaning crazy, and we all know that there is no such thing as an unstoppable object and an immovable
I can't,
force.
dude. I love penis way too much. I just can't. I could never. Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, ladies. Yeah, so that's really all the stupidity that was going on there.
I don't
wait.
understand why the admin. Oh, that's something.
Well, it just... Jen, you're gonna get a kick out of this. Hashtag Rugby Lives Matter. For those who are visually impaired as to what's going on in this podcast, Jen just closed her eyes and is literally holding back vomit from her mouth.
Yeah, it's in the third. Like, it's Rugby Lives Matter. Rugby Lives Matter.
Yes.
How about if we want to perform necrophilia on those rugby lives? Do they matter then too?
Not if their
I am
dead
so-
bodies have...
I'm so sick of these
scabs.
fucking privileged little white boys trying to spin everything to themselves.
That's what white privilege is all about, don't you know?
Shut up, Skylar. Shut the fuck up, Skylar. With your white privilege and your fucking boat shoes and your my daddy'll sue you starter kit fucking clothes. Okay, nobody wants to hear your shit. Nobody gives a fuck about your life. Nobody. Except for the fucking cheerleader that you were fucking in high school that you dumped before college before you realized you couldn't get fucking laid. Shut the fuck up.
Well, that was actually really tame.
Jen's having a rough week.
Yeah, I know. That's I was kind of like, ooh, maybe this will send her off.
Jen's having a...
Yeah, let's... Okay, let's see if I can poke this one a little bit. Hang on. Okay. Stupid, privileged white frat boys trying to compare the plight of not being allowed to be misogynistic assholes to that of an unarmed black man losing his fucking life for no actual goddamned reason.
Because, Rugby Lives Matter. When do we have open season on privileged white boys?
Apparently all the time if you look up white genocide.
I can't. You know what? I'm fucking done with humanity at this point. I'm done. I'm fucking done with humanity. I'm done. white genocide. Oh my god. No, 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 no. You cannot try to claim that your race is a fucking victim when you enslaved people for hundreds and hundreds of years. You can't do that. You can't do that. And this started a whole fucking civil war because you wanted to continue to own people. No, no. White fucking privilege exists. You're gonna talk about white genocide and everything else. When was the last time they were followed around in the store? When was the last time they had to teach their sons about how to handle the cops so they don't kill them? Fuck you, white genocide. If you claim white genocide, please, for the love of God, commit white genocide and fucking kill yourself. Just fucking kill yourself because we don't need you wasting the fucking oxygen on this earth, and the poor fucking tree that's producing oxygen for you is working for no fucking reason.
And that, boys and girls, was Jen going full New Yorker.
I just can't.
No, I have no goddamn time for people who insist on sitting there and trying to make like their right to not be privileged is somehow an infringement on their freedoms. Like, get fucked. You see the same thing with the Christians all the time. Oh, we're being oppressed. No, you guys try to play foul of the freedom of religion thing, and then try to shoot down any time a goddamn Muslim or even a Satanist group try to put a coloring book in a school. When you're sitting there saying, well, we should be free to pass out the Bible. You know, these children, these little boys and girls, they need this literature, even though they never actually fucking read it.
I don't know what's in this literature, but I know it's got Jesus, and they need Jesus.
No. They do know what's in that literature. They know it's just Jesus, and God is love, and God loves you, and God made everything. But
That's
really,
usually how most abusive boyfriends start.
But actually, if you think about it, God pretty much is the most abusive fucking boyfriend ever. You must love me. You are not allowed to want for a better life.
If you love any others, I'm going to make you burn for eternity.
Yeah, I will make you suffer.
I love you more than anything, but you have to fear me.
Oh, maybe hang on. We'll do like, maybe we'll make him more like a psychotic boyfriend. So like, I'm the only one for you, okay? Like, I totally love you! I love you so much!
If I even know that you're thinking about another woman, I'm gonna light you on fire.
Hey, what's that? That's my video game character. No, that's a false idol! You're gonna burn, bitch! Fuck you,
Oh my God.
but I love you!
You're supposed to worship me, not your football team. It's time to stick hot, fire pokers up your ass now,
No,
sweetheart.
they're allowed to worship the football team so long as that football team prizes Jesus and everything it does.
What the fuck? I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jen has gone full white girl and cannot even.
I can't get my Uggs and get my latte because I have lost the ability to fucking even at this point.
Oh god, I have to see if I can find the clip for you, because did you know that apparently there's semen in lattes?
What?
Pastor Manning down in, I think he's actually in New York. Yeah, he went on this whole tirade. Oh, this guy is a fucking gold mine for anybody looking to see how religion enables crazy to new levels. This guy went on an entire tirade about how there's semen in the lattes.
Well, then it looks like, I need to bulk up. I need to really work out. I should be getting in them lattes with that fucking protein, baby.
Yeah, but you'd think that like gay guys would be a lot more worried about something like this, because apparently too much testosterone is what contributes to guys going bald later in life. And he clearly has never met a gay person who is obsessed with their hair.
What?
Like, let's face it, gay guys have some of the nicest hair going, right?
What? That's like what?
Just agree with me here.
What's this guy's name? I'm gonna see where in New York he is.
Pastor Manning.
Pastor Manning, crazy Pastor Manning.
Yeah, no, I think you end up finding more.
My God, he's from Harlem.
How does that make you feel?
Well, we have these things. We have these guys in New York.
Mm-hmm.
They're black Jews.
What?
Jews. They're black Jews. I swear to God, they're black Jews. They're hilarious. And they wear these all leather outfits, but they're like these crazy militant like Jews, and they will stand on the street corners in the city talking about the white devil, and like I've been pointed out as the devil reincarnate because I was a woman who had blonde hair and light eyes.
Yeah, and you were voting.
They fucking go insane. So the fact that this guy comes from Harlem really doesn't shock me.
Oh, this guy is just a fucking gold mine. I really wish I found out about him sooner, because honestly, listening to him just makes my day.
I'm gonna sit, after I'm just gonna sit there all day tomorrow and just listen to this guy to numb my
Oh,
brain.
please do. And you gotta find his response to Adam Reeks from the Herd Mentality, because holy shit, it is funny.
This is when I put on One Direction and just like forget the world exists.
And now for something completely different.
So now that we've gone this far down the rabbit hole, should we see how further down we can go with winging at night?
Why the fuck not? Why the fuck
Because who
not?
needs wing night when you can just wing it?
Who needs wing night when you could be throat deep on Harry Styles?
In a world where vomit comes out of my mouth.
Fuck you, asshole. Oh my god, the guy that plays Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. Kit Harington. I would wipe my height requirement for him.
At 4'11", Jen has a height requirement of he has to be 5'6".
5'10" and
Where's-
over.
Where the hell did
It's
5'6" come from?
I don't know. It's 5'10" and over for me is my usual height requirement. I'm 4'10". 5'10" and you have to have tattoos. It's my thing. Sorry, it's my thing.
Don't be sorry.
Let's move on.
I got you. Representing all that. Okay, so... Well, we got like 10, 15 minutes left or so before we gotta close this thing out. And, you gotta go to bed, and I gotta,
Kids.
drink the rest of my night
I'm gonna
away.
get out here. If you people are not watching Game of Thrones, you need to start fucking watching it. You have to start watching. Looking at you, Keith. This is the shit.
I know you're looking at me. We're on Skype.
But this last episode, there was a very violent, brutal rape scene. And you've got fans up in on. Now, this show is known for fucking killing. Line, fucking killing. If you saw the progression of the story, you knew this was coming. Now we got fans up in arms talking about, oh my god, I'm not watching it anymore because she got raped. This is not the first rape that's happened in the show, mind you. It's not the first rape. Why did we have such an outcry for rape in a television show? Simulated rape. And it wasn't even... You didn't actually see the act happening, you just more heard it. Why are we having more of an outcry of simulated rape than actual rape?
Ooh, nice segue. And to think for a second, I was doubting you.
Always got that one trick. But why are we... Everybody gets one. Why are fans so up in arms about a TV show that simulated rape, that has simulated rape time and time before, but they're not out there actively advocating for women that were raped in real life? Yes, George R.R. Martin feeds off of our tears. He knows how to get the shock value. He knows it. He needed that shock value, and he needed it for the story arc. So why are so many people quick to lash out on him for a simulated rape in a show that is known to do it, but will not turn around and stand up for rape culture and stand up for rapist helpers, I guess, whatever. People that support the fact that she was accomplices. She was drunk. She was wearing apologists. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. She was drunk. Whatever. Why are we so quick to demonize a man that writes a TV show, and not the actual people that are doing it? And this depicted rape as this insanely horrible thing. She was crying. She was screaming. This would not motivate anybody to rape somebody.
Okay.
So why are we so quick to jump behind a TV show that simulated a rape at the consent of all the parties involved, but are quick to turn around and try to blame a victim for being raped? In the scene, the marriage was arranged, and this is now her new husband. This man's a sadistic son of a bitch. It's disgusting.
Oh, you see this shit in the Bible all the time.
Exactly, and it does take place in that whole kind of medieval time, whatever, to where this is what occurred. Even if you didn't want to, you had to sleep with your husband. It was your wifely duties. We have since evolved from that. So how the fuck are we getting outraged over a TV show, but still turning around and saying, well, she probably asked for it in real life?
Because fuck you, that's why.
It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit.
Nobody's
Believe
saying
me,
it's not.
I am a huge fan of the character Sansa Stark. I fucking love this bitch. I want to see her fucking salt the earth of these motherfuckers. I am vying for her. But I'm also fighting for women that were actually physically raped in real life, too.
Well, I think it's easy to hate George R.R. Martin, and this is just a lot of people getting back at him for killing off their favorite character because they were dumb enough to have a favorite character.
There's been so many deaths. So many.
Yeah, so I've heard.
He feeds off our tears. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. But I'm addicted to this man's work. But it's like, you makes us just... I just don't get the fact that you make an outcry over a TV show and you vow to stop watching it. But on the next breath, we'll look at a woman and say, well, what did you do that he raped you?
Because it's... I'm trying to formulate a thought process, something to do with it's easy to blame someone that exists than someone who doesn't. But I'm not even close to...
are we this plugged in that we are more compassionate over television characters?
Oh! It's because this is one character as opposed to something that's going on to several people.
But are we that plugged in?
Yes.
Are we that plugged in? Are we that disconnected from
it's
humans?
Not plugged in. It's that it boils down to the human principle of when you see those World Vision commercials, they don't tend to show all the kids you're helping. They show one kid,
the child, that's
because
not right.
One case is more likely to garner support than a case of 2, case of 3, case of 4.
Okay,
so when you have
one
face, and you focus on that one individual, that one instance, you are going to garner a hell of a lot more support than if you say,
okay,
well,
then let's do the
happening
trade-off then. Let's do the Steubenville rape case where a girl from Weirton, West Virginia was blacked out drunk at a party and viciously, violently sexually assaulted, videotaped, and the videotape was posted on social media. I have seen, well, she shouldn't have drank that much at a party. Where were her friends? Why didn't she go home?
I do see validity in the question, where were her friends? Because had her friends been there, then maybe this shit wouldn't have happened.
But it still doesn't excuse the fact that she was raped.
No, I'm not saying that using it as an excuse. I'm just simply asking the question.
They can fucking go nuts over a TV show, but then they can second guess this girl about her drinking habits. You want to talk about a singular case? Well, there was a singular case right there.
Because this character is seen as a strong person who wouldn't typically be put in this situation where they...
No, she's constantly been the whipping boy. Like, this is something that we knew was going to come. Her new husband is a sick, sadistic motherfucker. We knew this was going to come. This wasn't a surprise. This wasn't like he was this great guy and there was a fucking tumor on his brain and now he turned into a rapist. You know what I mean? So why is it that we are so fucking plugged in that we garnish more sympathy and more empathy for false TV characters than we do for actually other human beings? I don't get it.
Because we spend more time sitting watching TV than we do actually trying to go out and see what's happening in the world.
And this is why my dating life sucks. Because I still...
That was a horrible segue.
Fuck you. I still look for the human connection beyond text messages. Just saying.
No, it is. It is important to have that human connection. I agree. It pisses me off when my girlfriend and I are, even if we're just sitting watching a movie or something and she's on her phone, it pisses me off. So I understand what you're saying. It's a damn.
As Keith picks up his phone talking to me. Make note.
I also just had a friend get their appendix out. Fucking deal with it. Good.
I just drew up my fucking divorce issues. Fuck you. I win.
Good.
They do appendixes all the time.
Are we done now? Are we over this?
Yes, we're fucking over it. Shut the fuck up. We're over it. Asshole.
Friends? There we go. Anyways. No, I agree. The whole slut shaming, well, maybe she shouldn't have drank that part, or drank that much. You know what? How about this? You can go kindly fuck yourself and take your unwarranted, bigoted opinions, and you can put them in a cactus. And you can grow that cactus until it's about the size of an elephant trunk. And by elephant trunk, I mean, like, we're talking a 20-year-old elephant that's fully grown, so its trunk is larger than my thigh. And then once that cactus is, fully grown, whatever, at that size, you can fuck yourself with it. With that cactus that has your opinions
If I could do
inside.
that, I would have never gotten married.
With a cactus?
Some of us are fucking kinky.
Everything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
It says Abraham Lincoln. I've read it on the internet.
So did I. But in all honesty, it's, I used to kind of sit there and go, well, the onus is kind of on somebody to not drink too much. Well, no, it's not. It's
on a man not to be a fucking rapist.
And that's something that really needs to be focused.
It's
growing
like
up
it's
too.
like the school dress code. I'm seeing a lot of my friends have, now that the weather's getting warmer, have problems with that, where girls can't wear spaghetti straps to school or halter tops or anything like that because it's considered a distraction from the learning environment. And it's like, instead of her trying to change her clothes, why don't you teach little Johnny not to, have his dick lead his education environment?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice? Instead of asking her if he paid for dinner or if she had too much to drink, why don't you teach little fucking Tyler not to be a rapist?
Teach him that just because he does something nice for another human being does not indebt them to him.
Exactly, and just because he did something nice to a woman doesn't automatically grant him pussy.
See, and what pisses me off is that nobody taught me that growing up, so for a couple of years I was pissed off at women when, I would ask them how they were doing, I would actually give a damn about them, and then they wouldn't sleep with me, and somehow I thought that was a woman's fault. So I went on a tirade for a couple of years where I was pissed off at women, and,
Yeah,
there
thank
was
God I
men
didn't
who-
get you that. Thank God I didn't meet you that.
But no, and as I got older, I guess I calmed down and got more crotchety in other ways and
Well, because
started
it's
hating
like you're
the young.
damned if you do, damned if you don't with women. If he treats you
True.
like shit and you fuck him, then why are you fucking him? He's treating you like shit. But if he's nice to you and you fuck him, it's, oh, you're giving him too much.
Oh, really? I've never actually heard that one.
Yeah, like, well, if you keep giving up the pussy, they're going to stop being so nice.
Okay,
Because they've
that
gotten
I've
what
heard.
they wanted.
That I've heard.
And it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then it's like, well, if he treats me like shit and I don't fuck him, well, maybe he'll treat you better if you fuck him. And if I don't fuck him because he took me out to dinner, it's, well, he paid for the meal.
Yeah, then there's a guilt clause.
Yeah, it's the guilt clause. And it's like, do we make toes feel guilty?
I mean,
You are stepping out of bounds in the shoe. Toe shaming. I mean, let's think about this. It's a body part.
yeah.
It's a body part.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's, pretty much.
Why are we so fucking invested in vaginas?
Because vaginas are a beautiful thing.
They absolutely are a beautiful thing, but eyes can be a beautiful thing. We're not invested in eyes. Skin can be a beautiful thing. We're not invested in skin.
Because vaginas give orgasms.
I can shove my finger up a guy's ass and produce an orgasm as well.
Not with those nails, and especially not if you break one of those nails off up there. That's going to cause an infection.
I'm saying on an off day. On an off day.
Maybe put like one of those finger cots on.
Those are awesome. It's like,
Finger
oh look, I
cots.
don't have to worry about cleaning out from under my nails now.
Oh, great. Now I've got that image in my mind. Like, man, if you shove your finger up a guy's ass, you're going to have a lot of cleaning under your nails to do.
I have a lot of fucked up shit going on in my head right now.
No pun intended.
I have a lot of fucked up shit going through my head right now. So it has to come out somehow.
But I think we've about beat this whole dead horse of a show to, well, a steaming pulp of bodily fluids and bones and everything, and hopefully we'll be able to get back on it to an every other week schedule, and next time will be less wing night and more, hey, look, this is a topic we both invested time in researching, and
Yeah, we're probably just gonna be winging it next week.
so with that,
How we love it, but how we loathe it.
with that, I'm Keith.
I'm Jen.
Have yourself a great fucking time, everybody.
The Not Another Atheist podcast experience is run by Jen and Keith. If you wish to contact the show, you may email them at nehehp@gmail.com.
Kitties. Kitties, kitties, kitties. I love kitties. Blah, blah, blah.